Good morning, everyone. I am Ron. This is Functional Fitness. This is Ageless Balance. We'll get this yet. Let's go into that march again. Then we're going to take and do some hip circles. Hands on the hips, hips forward, to the side, back, and around. Head stays straight. I like to put the hands up over the head when I do this so that as long as my fingers are pointing right up to the ceiling, I'm not moving my upper body. I'm just getting those hips to warm up. Get some flexibility in them. Forward, to the side, back, and around to the other side. Let's do this a couple more times. Around. I feel like I should be on somebody's dash right now. Remember those old hula skirt girl things that were on the dash of cars? They don't put anything on the dashes anymore. All sorts of kinds of things. All sorts of kinds of. And bring the arms down. Shake that out into a forward lunge. I'm just going to hands up, elbows out, and rotate. You don't have to bring the feet very far apart. Just make sure they're parallel. Knee is over the ankle on that front leg, elbows out, and rotate. First the shoulders, then the torso comes around with it. Bring it back to center and come back. Remember what you're looking at here is that knee. If that knee is turning out at all, hips are turning. You don't want that. This stretches for the upper back. From the middle of the back up to the shoulders, around, and that's why you keep the shoulders in a straight line as well. Bring it back in, shake that out. We're going to do a squat with an good morning. Bring the arms up. This is going smoothly today. Shoulder blades back. Back down, butt back, knees over the laces of the shoes so the knees come a little bit forward. Roll the hips like you're driving them forward as you're bringing the arms up a couple more times. Down and back, roll the hips, bring the arms up overhead, roll the shoulder blades back right here, stay right here. We're going to do side bends, coming down to that right side first, bring it up and over. Nice and long. Take that top hand, bring yourself back up again. We're going to go to the other side. Got to do both sides. You just got to. Head straight, ear on the inside of the upper arm. Spine straight so that all you're doing is bending it one way. Bring the arms down and shake that out. Right here, forward lunge, push back. Start with just that. Out and in. Opposite arm, opposite leg. Don't let the arms just hang there. Get them involved. And back, out, and back in. So we're going to do core today. We're going to do a little bit of core, some standing, some seated, a couple different things. Out and in, out, and then this time as you go forward, push the hands out. Roll the shoulders forward, squeezing. Don't take the back and chin to chest. This is just rolling the shoulders out. Flip the hands over, and as you step back, bring the arms back, clenching the fists. Make those arms nice and tight. All the muscles all the way up to the shoulder. Other side, push out, rotate the hands, stretch the shoulders, stretch the upper back. Roll the hands over, tighten up, feel it in the forearms, shoulders, and when you get the elbows all the way back, nice stretch for the chest. Again, other side, out and push, roll the hands and bring them back in, elbows back, couple more times. Out, roll it and bring it in, other side out. And in, grab onto your chair. Going to warm up those hips a little bit. Going to stand right here next to the chair, holding the chair for balance just to make sure you don't tip over. Don't lean into it. Use the core muscles to hold you right straight up. So we are warming up the core muscles by standing right straight up like this over that stationary leg. And back in. Remember I said every exercise, every movement involves the core. First the core tightens up, straightens the torso, straightens the body up, and then the movement happens. If you are not strong in this area, in the middle there, in those ab muscles, you're going to get out of line. You're not going to be able to stand up straight, which is going to put all the rest of the joints in danger of pain, of hurting the joints. Pulling muscles out and back in. And really one of the most important things is falls prevention. You have to have that strength in the core to keep you aligned. Out and back in, toes forward, heel out, and bring it back in. Other side. Bring it out. So I'm really trying to get more of these hip exercises in here into all the classes. We got the ankles in a little bit more. Now we want to try to strengthen up the hips as well on a regular basis instead of just hitting them once in a while. It's so important to get these abductor muscles, glutes, side of the hip, firing, lifting, strengthening up to stabilize the hips when we walk. And not only does it stabilize the hips, strong muscles will protect the joint, protect the bones. It's like a sheathing over the outside of it that'll absorb if you do fall. Out and in, heels up, back of the chair, and back down. Stay on the one side, up, and back down. Most important thing here, knee is pointing toward the floor on that moving leg. How high the heel comes up does not matter as long as you can feel those muscles working in the back of the thigh. Down and up. Squeeze it. And back down. A few more. Up. And last one, up. And let's go to the other side. So all we're doing here, just working these hamstrings, strengthening them up, lifting that foot up and back down. These muscles in the top of the leg lift. They contract, bringing that lower leg up and then back down again. Stationary leg, remember you've got a little bend in the knee. Always, always don't lock that joint out. Don't let it go backwards. Up. Just, they'll call it a micro bend. It doesn't have to be big. Just don't stress that joint. Down, back up. Remember, when you do this, really important, always, you bring it up as high as you can get it, and then one squeeze gets you just a little more. You feel those muscles tighten up in the back of the thigh, and we're good. I'm shaking that out. Grab yourself a drink of water. Don't grab a seat yet, though. We're gonna be standing first. Doing some standing stuff. So the first thing, whenever you're ready, just join in when you get there. Shoulders are back, chest is out. And all we're going to do is go into a hip hinge, rolling the shoulders forward, knees stay over the ankles. This is a cat-cow. We're just going to, the yoga thing. We're just going to come down, roll the shoulders down, but not the chin to the chest. If you start bringing that chin to the chest as you roll down, three things happen. You block the air passage so you can't get air down into the lungs. You put the head below the heart, which makes you dizzy because all the blood is rushing to the head. And you put strain on the lower back. 3, down. So bring that chin up, roll the shoulders, feel the stretch all the way up the back. And then bring it up, roll the shoulder blades back. Open up the chest. Deep breath in, exhale again, arms down toward the floor. Shoulders roll forward, chin stays up. Push that back up towards the ceiling. And this time as you come up, bring the arms up overhead, roll the shoulder blades back. Big we're going here, up. Deep breath in and bring it back down again. One more time. Spine to the ceiling. Chin away from the chest. Man, that's so easy to do. And back up again. I'm probably the only one that has problems with that. Every time I put my head down, I want to put my chin on my chest. Deep breath in, shoulder blades are back, squeezing together so that you're opening up the chest, and bring the arms down again. So here's the deal. I haven't done this. You're going to have to tell me what you think of this. We can do this 2 ways. Easy way and the hard way? No. We're going to do a cat-cow from a standing position. So what a lot of them show is going down onto the seat of the chair, using that for balance. You can do a whole lot from here because that chair is so stable that it's like being on the floor doing a push-up or whatever you're doing, a plank, but that may not work for you. And that's where I'm careful with this one, and that you can go to the back of your chair instead and push. The thing with this is you're pushing down and forward so that chair can slide. When you're down on the seat, you don't have that issue. So you really have to decide which one is the best for you, which is the safest for you. The other thing you can do is put the edge of this chair against a wall or against a counter, something like that, to stop it from sliding forward. So with that, we're going to do that bird dog again. So you can do it either from we're going to do that cat-cow again from the back of the chair, or the front of the chair. You call it. You want the shoulders forward, looking right down straight at the floor, not at your torso, and then come down and roll the back out, letting the torso hang, and then back up again, feet flat on the floor, rolling the shoulders to the sky, chins up, and back down again, going into a plankish like thing, letting this torso sag in the middle, and then back up again. Again, up to you, whichever you feel the most comfortable doing. The other thing you can do, and I don't show this because it's back here, you can do all of these on a wall too. You can do the same thing of rolling the shoulders down, pushing the back out. Very easy to do against a wall. That's the best option. But if you don't have a wall sitting there right in front of you, we use the chair instead. All right, next one's going to be a bird dog. So hands on the back of the chair, hands on the seat of the chair, whichever one is right for you. And we're going to bring up opposite arm, opposite leg. Bring them up, stretch it out. And bring it back down again to the other side, up and out. So I want to offer enough modifications to be able to give you the option to be able to do these exercises, but in a way that's right for you, for your body. If I can give you enough of those choices, hopefully we find the right one. And as you do them, think about every time. You can maybe progress. Maybe you're starting out here or against a wall. And then you can go down in the chair, which has lower. It's lower. Counters are the same way. You can get a little deeper with it. Other side up, out, and bring it back in. We're going to do a plank next. So the most important thing on a plank, and this is the same as a wall if you're doing wall push-ups. Shoulder blades are back, chest is out, and you're straight from the tailbone all the way down to all the way up to the back of the head. So you just kind of hold in that position, keeping the core tight, rolling the hip forward as you do. Otherwise, the butt's sticking out and you're not getting these core muscles. You want to roll the hips forward, so like that, so they come up and in, squeezing those muscles tight in the core. That's all you're really looking for on this. Doesn't matter how deep you are. It's just holding in there. Again, wall, chair, however you want to do this. Staying in there, keeping that core nice and tight, and then relax. So you should feel that, especially on the lower half of the abs, from the belly button down to the pelvis. All right, again, roll it down, shoulder blades are back, and bring that hip up. So don't just squeeze the glutes and bring the butt forward. What you're looking for is to roll that hip forward underneath so that you can feel these muscles working in the front of the core, in the bottom of the core. And hold in there, squeeze it. The farther out you go, the more you're going to feel it when you do that, but it's up to you, whatever works. Again, hang on to the back of the chair, down in the seat of the chair. Against a wall, counters are just great for this. I like doing the exercises on the counter. Anytime I'm sitting in the kitchen, I'll be standing out there. I'll be doing push-ups or stretching my calf muscles on the counter, coming up on the balls of the feet. You can do any of those. All right, we're done. On the chair. Let me know what you thought of that. The chair was what was right for you, which one you like best. All right, you're seated. Find your neutral position. Ears over shoulders over hips. Straight up. Get out to the edge of the chair as far as you can get. Bring it out. This is so much more effective than if you are just back here. If you need to be back here, perfect. That's where you go. If you can't keep your back straight, if you have lower back pains and you can't keep the shoulder blades back, you've got to go to the back of the chair. But start trying to inch out just a little bit at a time. You still have the support of the seat of the chair under half the leg, but you're not all the way back here. You have to work just a little bit harder. The farther out you come, the harder that the core has to work. So as much as you can get out here, get out here, get out here. We're going to bring the knee up, squeeze, and back down. Grab onto the seat of the chair or the back of the chair, up, squeeze it, and down. Shoulder blades are back. You're feeling the muscles work in the front of the hips and right there, base of the torso. So right in that little area, top of the leg, bottom of the torso. Up, squeeze it in, nice and tight, and bring it back. Up. Here's another one. If you may want to put your back onto the chair if that's better for you. But if you can, come out there and get that butt out to the edge of the chair. It doesn't matter. You got to do what's right for you. The ones that aren't going to hurt your body. Because if you get hurt, you can't do anything. Up. And that's not right. And up. All right. Here's what we're going to do with that. As we bring the knee up, reach toward that toe and down. Up. Shoulder comes across, reaching for the toe, and bring it back, up, and around. Sits bones don't move. So what's really common here is to lean forward, roll, twist all at the same time. Remember, spine only does one thing at a time. You want it to rotate. So as you bring that knee up, you're rotating the shoulders down, but the hips stay pointed forward and back in. That's why that foot comes right straight up, or that leg comes right straight up. It doesn't come across body because then we really roll. It happens all the time. So protect the lower back and reach up, working the obliques, the muscles on the outside of the core. Those are the ones that rotate us. So they're contracting, shortening up. That brings us around and reach. So concentrate on those muscles on the outside of the torso, below the rib cage, going down to the hips. Reach around and back down. And one more time, each side. One here, other side. And one here, and back. All right. Here's one I really like. This one is here's some modifications for this one. Shoulder blades are back. So a lot of these are new exercises that I just kind of ran across them. And there's options available. So the way that they're looking at doing this is you bring one leg up, then you bring the other leg up and hold in there, holding onto the chair, shoulder blades back of the chair, however you want. That may be really hard for you. You may feel your lower back tweak. If you do, don't do that. Don't do that. One leg at a time. Bring it in and hold it. Shoulder blades back, pushing down on the chair, and just keep it in there. But if you can, both feet off, shoulder blades are back. Up to you. Again, this one's a lot harder. We've got both feet up off the floor. I don't like both feet up off the floor as a rule, but as long as you keep your hands on that chair, keeping the shoulder blades back, pulling back, up, keep the shoulder blades back, keeping that spine in neutral position, holding them up there, and then drop down and back. The thing I do like about this that I hadn't thought of before is one leg up at a time. Instead of trying to lift both of them up at the same time, bring one up, get set, and then bring the other one up. I think that's a great way to get into it without putting all sorts of stress on the lower back. Because the hardest part is getting them first off the floor. The other thing you can do is pop off the balls of the feet. So bring the heels up and push off the balls of the feet to get them up. That's another way. And back. It doesn't matter how high your legs come up. Mine are coming pretty high. Don't worry about that. They may just be a couple inches off the floor. As long as they're off the floor, you're going to feel these muscles working in the front, hip flexors, and lower abs. One last time. Uphold and back down again. Grab onto the chair, feet out in front. We're just going to bring the butt up, squeeze, stretching out those muscles we just used, front of the hips, and then bring it back down again. Nice and easy. Wherever you go, doesn't matter. Get to the back of the chair if you want on this one. What we're really looking for is to squeeze those glutes, bringing the butt up off the chair, holding it, feeling those muscles stretch in the front half of the body, and then back down nice and easy. Don't go hard. This is an easy move. This shouldn't be super stressful for anything. This is just pushing through the heels, squeeze the glutes, bring it up one more time, stretch it, and bring it back down. Again, that was our seated portion. Let's do a sit to stand because we have to stand up. So let's do it right. Hips forward or shoulders forward, pushing up through the balls, feet to the heels, and up you come. Hold that chair off to the side. You may need it for balance, or you may not, but just have it there. Again, my job, and this is my job, is to make you better, to make you feel better, not to get you hurt. So please be careful with what you do. Do the modifications as you need them, but look to grow. So when you do those modifications, see if you can go up to that next one. Try it a couple times. If not, go back to where you were. Whatever works best for you, but try to grow it. Always try to grow it. All right, hip hinge. We're just going to go hands on hips, butt back, pushing the butt right straight out. You can, if you need the chair, use it. But I really want you to concentrate on shoulder blades back. Here's a great trick I found for this exercise. You can do the same thing with a cupboard. You put your legs up against the cupboard and then you push the butt back, but it doesn't let you drive the knees forward. So you can keep them right where they're supposed to be, knees over the ankles. As you come down, you've got those shoulder blades back, chest is out, and then coming back up. And here's the important one, coming back up, keeping the shoulder blades back as you come up, making those knees touch the chair all the way. Chairs are great because if you push too hard, the chair's going to go over. Countertops, you can use them, or cabinets you can use, and you push hard on them, it kind of helps you up. So chairs are the best. All right, but that's not why we're here. Butt back, shoulder, arms down, and get into that hip hinge. Push the butt back, feel the stretch in the hamstrings, come down as far as is right for you, wherever that is. And pushing that butt back, and then roll the hips, bring the arms up overhead, shoulders back, and going back into that forward hip hinge, knees over the ankles, nice and slow. So you're bringing it down, butt's going out as the arms are coming down, front and back are working together, butt's out as far as it can get when the hands hit the bottom, and then roll the hips forward, squeeze the glutes, up over the top, shoulder blades back. So core is not just the ab muscles, not just the front of the torso. It is also the back. It runs from the bottom of the rib cage down into the hips. So when we're doing this, we're working the lower back, we're working the glutes. All of those are part of the core. And up, shoulder blades back. And down. And down. One more time. Arms forward. Roll the hips, bring the arms up overhead, shoulder blades are back, hold in there, and back, down again. Balancey thing, knee up and back down. Looking right out in front of you, not down at your legs. Whoa, chair's right next to me. Up and back down. Find your balance. Stationary leg, bend in the knee, foot flat on the floor, outside front or out right to left on the ball of the foot coming back to the middle of the heel. You should feel the floor all the way underneath. Bring it up and back down, up. Arms kind of out to the side like you're an arrow pointing straight up. As you bring that knee up, reach down with the hand, roll the shoulders, and come back up again. If you can, if you want, if you can bring that arm down and do a rotation coming toward that knee. But here's what you have to be really careful of is don't bend forward and then rotate. If you're going to do that, it's a hip hinge. Butt goes right straight back. You rotate and come back up again. Knee comes right straight up. Shoulders roll just like you're doing a windmill and back up. You want that spine to do one thing. It's going to rotate. That's all you want it to do. So you do a hip hinge. Spine is straight, back of the head, coming out of the neck, all the way down to the tailbone. And up. Or else it is just bring it up, roll the shoulders, and don't go into that hip hinge if you can't find your balance on it. Other thing you can do with this one, hang on to a chair, arm out, and then do the rotation. Oh, shoulders are down and up. And just stay on that one side. Leg up, rotate, and back down. You start pushing that butt out, going into a hip hinge, and back up, and then switch sides, whichever one's right for you. Up and back down. You should feel that all the way, top of the leg, coming up, and then off to the sides in that rotation. Next, right straight out, and bring it in. Up and back down. Little bend in the knee. Foot does not have to come up very high. All I want you to be able to do is stand on that one leg, using the muscles in the hips and the core to keep you over that stationary leg. And back down. Little bend in the knee. Bring it up. Hold. Whoa. Challenging. And back one more time. Up. Hold. And back down again. Again, use the chair as much as you need it for any of these. You can be holding on to the side of the chair while you do that. Not leaning into the chair, but just hand hovering lightly, and then see if you can pull it off. And then whenever you need it, it's right there. All right, next one we're going to do, push the butt back, going back into that windmill. Just roll the shoulders around and back. Focus on knees stay straight, knees stay over the ankles. Arms are right straight out, so the shoulders go right straight out. And then all you're doing is rotating the shoulder girdle. Arms are just following the shoulders. This isn't the arms coming around. Arms come around only because the shoulder girdle is moving from side to side. We're using that upper back. Spine above the middle of the back, the thoracic spine where the hinge is that lets you rotate. All we're rotating is that top half of the back. And up, down, and up. Bring it around and up. Those two go together really well. Toy soldiers. Foot up, arms around, and back. Think of that windmill that we just did. It's the same thing. Shoulder blades, shoulder girdle stays in a straight line and across. Up and out. So you're not bending it all on this one. This is just rotating the shoulders as you bring that foot up. Take your time, balance on the single leg as much as you can. Foot doesn't have to come up. You don't have to touch the toe or grab the knee or anything like that. This is just rotating the shoulders at the same time, working those obliques to turn you, using the lower abs in front of the hips to lift that leg up. It's a twofer, 2 for 1, around and back, out and back one more time. Reach and bring it back. We're almost done with these. Hands on the hips, little bend in the knees. Feet are shoulder width apart. Make sure the toes are forward. We haven't talked about alignment yet today, but as always, knees, toes, hips, all pointed right straight out in front. So what we're going to do here, shoulder blades are back, neutral position. Hand up. We're going to do a teapot. Down on the side. Don't push on the head also. Don't put the head down on the shoulder. Keep it up so that it's a straight line in the spine. Through the neck. And bring it right straight back up again. Don't let the hips move. Concentrate. Everything below the top of the hips stays right where it is. Down again. Hold it. Feel the muscles contracting on that side, stretching on the other side. And bring it right straight back up again. To the top. Concentrating on using those obliques. Shortening them up, bringing you back up to standing. Other side. I'm a little teapot, short and stout. Okay, hand on the back of the head, fingers on the back of the head, palm on the side. So think of where your head is right now when you're in neutral position. You want it to stay there. So as you come down, don't let the neck move. Reaching down, elbow back. Feel the stretch maybe through the ribs as well as the obliques. Now feet on the floor, holding them right where they are. And back up. You're going to feel more pressure as you come up on the side that's rising. Come down again. Head up. And bring it back up. It is in that making sure the hips don't move that we're really getting those obliques. Otherwise, we're using the hips to help bring us up. We don't want that. They stay right where they are. And it's so easy to let that hip drop out to the side. Don't. Keep those muscles tight through the hips. And then bring it back up. Again, couple rotations. Hands out front. Palm fist. Little bend in the knees. Just come around to the side. Use the palm to push back. Or use the fist to push back. Use the palm to counteract that. So you can feel those muscles engage. causing that contraction to be more by tightening up the muscles. And back to the other side, same thing. Palm pushes back, fist starts to drive that palm forward. What this does is it keeps the shoulders in a straight line. You can't roll that shoulder forward when you're doing this. And that's what we want, are those, that shoulder girdle will be in a straight line all the way across. Keep the elbows up so that the arms are parallel with the floor. Push. So do this. Get out there, don't push, and then all of a sudden just take it and tighten it up. Push that fist against the palm, fighting with the palm. And you're going to feel those muscles engaged. That's what you're looking for. And up. It's such a benefit if you know what that feels like. And that's, take it where it's not there and then make it be there. And you can feel what you're looking for and bring it back in. Arms down. Grab a drink of water. We're going to go seated. We're going to do some stretching. Core muscles are always important, no matter what. Having a strong core is super important. But as you get older, that strong core is what's going to keep you from falling, because it's going to make you be able to balance over your base of support. Otherwise, hips kick out and you're out of alignment. You got weight going one way or the other. You're not centered. You need that core to be tight. Shoulder blades back. All right. First thing you're going to do, foot out. And knee and toe point in the same direction. Windshield wiper. One side at a time. Keep a little bend in that knee as you're doing this. Out and back. Make sure that entire leg is turning so that you can feel the rotation in the hip joint. Around. Other leg is straight. Keep your torso back. Keep your chin up. Chest out. You're looking right in front of you. Shoulder blades are back. One more time. Over and back to the other side. So we use the hips a lot today. That was all part of it. So we want to make sure that these muscles, now that they're all warmed up, we get them to stretch out a little bit and get them to stretch because they're all contracted from the exercises, from tightening them up for all that time. So we need them to stretch them back out. They're nice and warm. They want to stretch. And this is important. Having having flexible hips are super important so that you can keep that hip centered. Over. And if you need to move sideways, you can. The leg can go flying out because you've got all sorts of flexibility through there. And back. And bring it in. So if you need to step out to stop yourself if you're falling to one side, you can. That hip will lift up. It'll roll to the outside, and you'll be able to get that foot underneath you, and you put yourself right in the middle between the legs. All right, next. What are we doing next? Oh, heel raises. Bring it up. Stretching out the shins on this one. Shoulder blades are back. Bring those heels up. You're concentrating on keeping the ball of the foot flat on the floor, inside to outside. The feet are the base. You want as much surface contact with the floor as possible. Feet back down. Feet are on the floor. Knees are pointing right straight out in front of you. Bring those heels up again, right straight up. Don't let that ball of the foot come up on either side. And back down one more time. Bring it up. Keep the shoulder blades back. Stay in your neutral position. And back down. So the other side of that is we tighten up those calf muscles to raise the heels. Now we're going to stretch those calf muscles by bringing the toes up. The front half of the foot. Everything beyond the heel should be raised off the floor. And back down. I had problems with that when I first started doing this, and they said, raise your toes up off the floor. Like, okay. But they really wanted my foot up off the floor. I have a problem with that. Up. Nah, I'm not too quick on the uptake. Up and back down one more time. If you think about it, what we're looking to do is work these calf muscles or these shin muscles, lifting that foot up and then relaxing him and dropping him back out again. All right, leg out, toe up, knees bent just a little bit. Let me get this way. Knees bent just a little bit. Toe is back. Lean forward if you need to, but you're looking for that stretch below the knee, into the heel. Do whatever you need to do. Grab onto the back of the chair. The thing that will activate that stretch is shoulder blades back and chest out. You don't even have to lean forward if you do that. That will give you that stretch through the back of the leg. Remember, don't go below the knee, and we're not looking for the hamstrings right now, just the calf muscles. And relax the foot. Now start going into just a little bit of a lean, holding onto the back of the chair so you hold the shoulder blades back, looking for that stretch in the hamstrings, the back of the thigh. So do what you need to do here. Extend the leg out a little more, relax the toe. If it's too much and it's going all the way down the back of the leg, bend the knee a little bit more. Shoulders back, chest out. That scoop may be all the difference in the world for you. That makes those muscles stretch out. Hold in there. And back to the other side. Out. Toe back. Shoulder blades back. So my calves are really tight. And it's not taking anything but bringing that toe back and keeping the shoulder blades back. I don't need to lean forward at all to get into those muscles. Not today. They are very tight. If you need to, lean into it. So as they start to stretch, you may be able to get just a little more out of it. My cat's here. And relax. One of them. Shoulder blades back. Relax the toe. And again, chest out. You're looking for that stretch in the back of the thigh. Into the butt just a little bit, going above the knee. Keep moving that knee around until you find that spot that's perfect. And again, it's different every day. If you did this yesterday or you do it again tomorrow, this may not be the same stretch. You may not get down as deep and back up again. Like my calf muscles today, I can't get that deep into it. There's times I have no problems with that, but not today. I have a problem with that. All right, feet up front, walk them out. Toes out, heels out, toes out, heels, bring them back. All the movement is in the ankles. And this is the first place that you have to be flexible in your body to keep all the rest of it in alignment. If your ankles are weak and stiff, that messes up all the way up. Out. If you can't keep the ankles stable, the rest of the body has to continually adjust, putting stress on all of the joints. In and back out one more time. Get them out as far as you can. Really get them out there. Same with the heels. Roll it out. Toes out. And keep the legs apart. Bring the feet out. Knees and toes, same direction. Hands on the thighs. And bring it down. Chin up. Fall in between. Feel the stretch. Lower back all the way up. Take a deep breath. Push. Push off the thighs with the palms of the hands. And up. Hands out front. We're going to roll. The back is going to arch forward, but keep the chin up off the chest. He is so funny. Wherever my hands are, he wants to be. Roll the shoulders toward the floor. Hands on the thighs. Push back up again. I did a strength class on Monday night, and as I'm laying on the floor doing whatever I was doing, he was licking the top of my head. Bring the feet in. Shake it out. Grab onto the back of the chair. Shoulder blades are back. Chest is out. Deep breath in. Stomach out. And exhale, bringing the hands forward. Shoulders roll forward. Chin can come to the chest here because you don't have to worry about head going below the heart. And then grab onto the back of the chair. Bring the shoulder blades back. You saw my hands on my lap. And deep breath in, stomach out, exhale, coming forward. You're so cute. And back to center, bring the hands underneath. Rest your chin on your cat. And bring the arms up overhead, shoulder blades back. Deep breath in through the nose. Force the stomach out. You'll really feel the lungs open up. That's so important. And exhale, bring the arms down. Exhale all the air out of the lungs so you get all that deoxygenated air out, and bring it up. Deep breath in through the nose, getting all the oxygenated air into the lungs, and you've got all sorts of room for it. And bring the arms down. We are done. Thank you guys for being here. I appreciate it. I will see you in the next class. Thank you very much.